Alright, so Shnerdcast, episode 68, back here at the Cult Pad with Cultcanon. Thank you so much for being here, bro.
Yep, in my own place.
I just realized that, dude. Thank you so much for having me here, bro. That's what I should have said. Great way to start it off.
Like, I'm not here ever. I'm just like,
Thanks for being here, bro.
all these times you see Ben on Zoom, it's really like right over there.
I'm actually at Josh's house. He's somewhere else.
That's all. That's so good. You're right. Yeah, it's good. No, it's awesome, man. I'm definitely always stoked to be able to be in my own house.
I would imagine. I hope so. I would hope so. So yeah, episode 68. Yeah, fucking goddamn, threw me off a little bit. But
Sorry.
we're doing this shit raw, so
Yeah.
this is gonna be completely off the cuff.
Look, if you guys aren't into uncomfortable situations, raw dogging.
Exactly.
That's the
Raw
highlight of
dog
this
it.
episode.
I don't know
Shnerdcast
what
raw
the kids
dogs.
say nowadays, but we say raw dog. So
I don't know, man. They're like, we scuttlebutt it.
right,
Or some
something
shit.
weird. So yeah, what you like we do with every episode? What you been up to, man?
Just music stuff. I finished up my CD Bipolar Poetry, which is really awesome. It's one of those projects, man, that is like, you finish it and you actually are like, I don't care if anybody fucking likes this because I know this is a great piece of art.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
you listen to it and you're like, nobody makes anything like this nowadays. Like, it is not that copy and paste formula. I like that a lot. So I've been doing that, trying to promote it way more and actually like push a product that I'm proud of, like
Yeah.
something that I stand behind.
You want
So, what?
I was gonna say, you want to show them your CD or?
Oh yeah, hell yeah! Do one of these. Bam! Bam!
So yeah,
Yeah, dude. Fucking
legit CD. Which, by the way, I mean,
yeah. Everybody gets something special in there. Ben's got something special.
are these on Spotify? These songs on Spotify?
Everything's on like streaming. It'll be updated to Amazon and Pandora later this week. I have to update my catalog through another distribution thing I use.
Sweet.
All available. If you don't pay for any of that stuff, it's available for free on SoundCloud. It'll be on YouTube for free. You don't have to go buy the CD. I did that more for me, to be honest. And I really just wanted, like, I sent that, 2 buttons, a comic book, and like stickers to this guy in Texas. Like, that's what I really wanted to do with it, was just send it to people for free. Like, hey, you're either gonna like this or throw it out your window. I don't care. Like,
I mean, some people might use it, like, if you display it, because not a lot of people have CDs nowadays.
Yeah.
Funniest story though for CDs, back when, like, you know, people would just like hand out or like be like, hey, I'm selling this bootleg CD on the streets.
Yeah.
Like, people would do that back in like the early 2000s or like mid 2000s.
Yeah.
Like mid to like late 2000s.
Yeah.
When the first Hunger Game came out, I think it was like 2009, 2010, right when we started going to the digital, like real digital era.
Yeah.
There was this one thing that was going around where this guy apparently bought a Hunger Games CD for like $10, went home and watched it, and it was the dude
Somebody's
eating. It was the dude eating top ramen, and the dude that sold him the video was the one that eating top ramen. He's like, "This is the real Hunger Games," and I don't know if that's true or not. I just remember seeing that went viral for a little bit.
I can't be mad at that.
Yeah, dude, that was. This is the real Hunger Games, and that was just like, that's how you gotta do it, bro.
No, man. Yeah, like I said. Other than that, though, just chilling, dude, playing games. What about you, though?
I mean, I've said this before. I feel like I kind of always repeat myself because I'm not doing too much. Like, you know what I mean? You always got something going on.
No,
so.
just creative projects.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a lot going on in your personal life.
Well, I mean, we just visited this place around here in Northern California called Apple Hill. Me and my girl went up there. It's pretty nice, like a little.
You're showing off your drink spread.
Yeah, dude. We got the wine and the beer flight, which up there they make. It's as you can tell, like, it's just all fruit and like you know what I mean. But it was pretty good. The wine was good. There was a couple of them that were a little too
sweet,
too thick. Yeah, too sweet. But when you make anything with fruit in general, it's gonna be.
And wine can be that way. That's kind of the reason that I like traditional wine, because of the bitterness. Yeah, I like the bitterness.
The only wines I could really tolerate, honestly, are rosés.
I like reds.
Yeah,
I like reds.
Rosé is the best one, honestly, for me. I mean, I drink sake. I don't that's a thick one.
Yeah, that's a hardcore one too. It's not really a wine, but yeah, it's hardcore.
I mean,
it's like a rice
wine.
Yeah, it's a rice wine.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, I used to get fucked up. I used to warm that shit up, and I would be like, I have my little sake cup.
I miss drinking brandy with like eggnog and stuff around Christmas, and just accidentally getting fucked up.
Dude, yeah, I remember one time I was like 23, and I got so fucking hammered. And like the whole family got hammered, and I remember my mom got so pissed. She was like, "That's not what Christmas is about. I want everybody to be happy." It was
everybody's like, "Yeah, we're happy."
Everybody's just drunk and just fucking drinking. She's like, "I don't want everybody to be drinking on Christmas. That's not what Christmas is about." And we're all like, "Okay."
You're like, "Oh, Mom, how things have changed."
But gonna be finally receiving my certificate soon.
For college stuff,
yeah. There's been a delay on that.
Badass. So I know you said it a few times. What's the actual name of the field? Like the position?
Biomedical engineering, and it sounds like I'm fucking with like
he is basically
or something.
He's basically making the Captain Americas of today.
Just fucking around the molecules and DNA and stuff.
Don't look at Google and think about it. He's making Captain Americas.
A biology engineer is, I think, what does that. What fucks with like molecules and like kind of fucks like that. There's like the same people who made COVID. No, I'm just kidding.
Trump? No, the Chinese?
China, Trump.
The Chinese?
China, Russia, Trump.
China, Trump.
Let's just name every fucking country and just
except America. Right. Even though we funded.
I mean, Trump is America, so.
It's crazy when people talk about that, and I'm like, Fauci helped fund the Wuhan fucking lab.
That was the same dude that was telling people that the
Fauci's the guy with the CDC, bruh.
Yeah,
the WHO. No, CDC. He's the head of the CDC. Yeah, like
he was the one who was telling people the vaccine is like.
He's the guy. He's the guy that was like, "Don't worry about masks. Wear masks. Don't worry about masks." And then an email got leaked, and it was like the only reason we told people not to worry is because we didn't know if we had enough for people in the medical field. And it was like, why didn't you just make more? I made 100 on my website. Y'all could have sold those.
You know why? Because we don't make them.
No.
We get them from China.
Yeah, majority of them, the ones that are actually certified, the cloth ones we can get made here.
Yeah, the shitty ones.
Yeah, the ones that aren't the
low tier ones.
The ones that do not actually that are not medical certified. No. They do help. Anything in front of your face is gonna help. Yeah, it is. But despite what people like, what me and you know,
I don't know, dude. I think it's just a made-up thing that people just try to scare you with. No, I'm just kidding.
I've seen this YouTube video where a guy put 99 of those masks on, and it didn't affect him.
This dude on Twitter would definitely disagree with you, bro. And he has 100,000 likes, so I think he's kind of legit.
I think I know what he's talking about. Me and our other friend.
I think you have false information from YouTube because I'm getting mine from Twitter.
Yeah, you should check Facebook more. Your friends know what they're talking about.
If you don't want to get the vaccine, whatever.
Yeah, I like how random this is.
If you do or don't, whatever. We're poking fun at people.
Yeah, like, and on top of it, I think I said it best last time we did a Zoom. I think it's that the vaccination I look at like the same principles of a condom. I'd rather have it, not need it, than need it, and not have it.
You wear a condom and still get somebody pregnant.
Exactly. But you would rather have had that condom,
right?
Like, they're sure shit.
Like a 95% chance of not getting anything or something.
Yeah,
which is good numbers, bro.
Yeah,
good numbers.
For pussy, I'm taking a chance.
You want a 70 on the test? You want a 90, bro?
Yeah, if anything, we're totally selling why you should be in a relationship in 2021, 2022.
Hey, man, you do you, whatever you want. But yeah, it's October now. Weather's changing.
Halloween.
What are some of your favorite things about the weather, like the transition from summer to fall? And if you want me to give you some examples,
yeah, go ahead.
I really love, like, kind of like tonight, how we were outside with the dogs when Gonzo was like,
yeah,
no, but
it was like,
yeah, it was exactly literally like that, yeah.
I told you, I was like, listen, and you were like.
You had a little word, dude.
I was like, listen, because I knew, because he's not been feeling well, poor guy. My anxiety's been freaking him out.
Oh man,
my stress, yeah, it's my fault.
But yeah, so just the weather changing, you know what I mean? Like, because last time I was here, we were out. Like, I left and when I left to come over here, probably like half an hour earlier than when I did last time.
Yeah.
And the sun was already down pretty much by the time I left. And the last time I left, when I got here, the sun was just barely setting. The weather and just it getting colder and stuff. I love it when
because you were saying some things that you really like. So what do you have any other examples, like other things you really like to change?
Yeah,
you like to change the fall. The physical fall, the literal fall of the leaves.
Well, also the colors too. How everything just turns orange and fucking yellow and fucking. I love that shit too, dude.
One big thing for me is just the temperature drop that we experience here in California from fucking this time of the month. This time of the year, into fall, like winter to fall is so nice, or summer to fall. Excuse me, summer to fall is what I meant to say. It's really fucking nice, and it especially out here where it's like you're running your AC to where you're going broke on electrical bills. Dude,
no, trust me.
And then fucking this time of year hits, and you just all the time have the only thing you worry about is bumblebees coming in every now and then.
That's the one you have to worry about.
Yeah, I wrestled with one earlier, and like I kept trying to kill him and missing, and I swear he had a moment where he was like, "I'll live to see you another day." He literally walked out. He just flew out, bro. I was like, okay, like I was trying to kill you. You almost killed me a couple times. We're good.
You have any funny fall stories? I mean, it's kind of hard to think of something.
I can't say that I do. Halloween stories, yes, but they'd be with some of them. Most of them would be with you. When I was a kid, I used to always like dressing up as Spider-Man. As a kid, that was like for years in a row, I was Spider-Man, to the point where after Halloween, I'd always, embarrassing story time, but I don't give no fucks. I would always wear my Spider-Man costume under my real clothes, so anytime in the house,
done that
I'd be like,
time.
It was so dope. And then we had this mattress, like white trash.
Smelled like ass.
Yeah, dude, it smelled like straight up kid balls. And like, we had this mattress up against the hallway door. In the hallway, remember in the house in Rancho how we had you'd walk in and there'd be those big wooden closet doors in the hallway into the living room. Yeah. Right there was a big mattress right there, and every time my brothers would come home, I'd hit behind the counter and they'd be like, "What are you doing?" And they knew that I would always have that costume on because they could see it. And they'd hit the corner, and I'd take the costume off and I'd crawl up the wall. And I'd be like, "Yeah, dude." That was really fun because of the Halloween time. It was like cool. It was like the time where my imagination could come like alive, and everybody was doing the same thing.
So, bro, I have an embarrassing story too. If you tell one, I'll tell you one. It was actually Halloween. It's a Halloween one. I was home. It was like in fucking like 4th grade, maybe 5th grade, and my mom took me to the fucking like the 99-cent store to buy a costume, and it was a Digimon. It was a Digimon costume, but it was like the worst one.
Was it one of the monsters or one of the tamers?
One of the monsters.
Oh, okay, cool.
And it was I think it's called it was called Patamon.
I can't imagine a Mexican mom telling her Mexican child, "Be one of these things that."
No, I chose it. I chose it because
I was just saying. I was like, I can't imagine your mom being okay with this.
I'm sure she probably was like,
questioning.
Yeah, but dude, so it was Digimon, and it's an anime. You know what Digimon is.
Yeah, I know what it is. I love
so,
Digimon.
So like, it's one of those anime things. At least and you got to remember, this is back in fucking like 2002, so if you're like, even anime was still like misunderstood and like was not as,
you didn't have cable TV, did not have regular access late night to
it wasn't as mainstream.
Yeah,
you know
exactly,
what I mean? Like people made fun of you if you watched anime because you're just watching cartoons in a sense.
Yeah, and it also wasn't on every channel like it is now.
Like everything has a fucking anime, and like
every network has like an anime.
Even like Star Wars.
I like how you're like ashing on my dog. Just like,
sorry,
this
boy.
dog, dude. And he keeps jumping. He's like scared of you.
He's like, that bird's so scared. But
he would.
I'm gonna put this out.
Yeah, please do. I'm hot.
So yeah, I was dressed as.
Story.
I think it's called Patamon. Let me see if I can even. Let me find a picture of it. Just
Patamon.
You remember?
Yeah. The yellow dragon.
The little fat fucking dude.
That was who you were?
Let me see.
I can't remember his de-evolved form. I remember his evolved form.
This little fat fuck.
Oh, that one. Oh,
I don't know. I don't know if the camera will be able to pick it up. I'll put a picture of it if I can. But yeah, and when I put it on, dude, it literally just like made you like this big like sumo wrestler, dude, with like a fucking little fucking wings on your head, that like a little hat. And dude, for whatever reason that year, so many people from school just showed up at my house, and I was helping my mom pass out candy, and everybody was like, what the hell are you dressed as? Like literally every person, no, not one person was like, hey, you're a Digimon. They were just like, the fuck are you like a fucking marshmallow or some shit.
Like it's Senior El Patamon.
And like I just, you know what I mean? So like I was actually kind of like tall as a little kid, so they probably
always tall. You came out tall, bro.
I was like a 9-year-old, probably that was like 5, like 6. So I probably looked like I was like 13.
Out of the womb like 4'8".
So super awkward
with a beard.
Yeah, dude. So I'll never. That's probably why like nobody talked to me until like 6th grade. No,
I don't know, man.
That's probably why girls didn't notice me until 6th grade.
Look, dude, I'll just tell you this, man. I didn't like you just because you were weird in general. It had nothing to do with you being Mexican. I don't know what to take serious.
Oh, God, dude.
No, dude. I think it's hilarious because, like, Halloween for me has a lot of those stories.
Yeah.
But I love this time of year for movies. I love horror movies. And
awesome.
And if I'm ever okay with my abuse of watching horror movies, it's in October. Because I'm like, there's so many things. It triggers, like, when you guys would come over and we would watch Saw or The Hills Have Eyes or Jason, the Friday the 13th, like, me and you and Will watched a fuck ton of movies together at one point.
All the
and
time.
It was just me, you, and Will, and we would smoke a blunt and watch a movie.
Yep.
And then we'd call it a day. Like, it was, like, so funny that we would do that.
It's funny, too, because I feel like every like 4 or 5 years we get, like, a new Friday the 13th or Jason or Halloween movie.
Friday the 13th right now is in lawsuit.
Of course. Oh, I thought you were going to say in reproduction.
No, it's in lawsuit hell.
Because there's like
the guy who's
12
making
different people that made it, dude.
Yeah, one of the people, I don't know the exact, look, I'm going to paraphrase here. The one person who had their hand in originally making it is suing it, but it doesn't include foreign rights, which means dude. Are they suing for Friday the 13th, the first movie in the title, and therefore every entity after the first, meaning Jason Voorhees, the Mask, him being like a supernatural being who can't die,
copyright kind of thing.
Yeah, like those things came after the first.
Yeah.
So like it becomes this long bloated lawsuit, and it's so that movie's actually
everything
in hell.
Nowadays come to that. It's like people just want to fucking grab.
They want to grab like Marvel,
much as they can,
like the Marvels, them suing for. I'm like, yo, if you guys are that great of creators, you want your take on however you guys see you should get that money based on your connection.
Is that the train?
Yeah. Oh. I hope in 10 years I'm really successful and you can just clip this in when I'm being arrogant and this train just comes in and you're like, stay humble.
I was just scared the fuck out of me because I thought it was like a car
like
about
a
to
bullet.
crash.
It sounded like a bullet coming through the backyard.
I'm like, dude,
somebody found a Halo railgun.
Franchise.
Yeah. Anyways, I was just going off on the rant why we're not going to see the Jason thing, but I got what you were saying where you're like, there's so much lore that comes from Halloween with all these crazy ass like slasher films and stuff. And I also remember a lot of fun. A lot of my stories are like I look back on and I'm always like, oh man, fuck that. But there are some cool things. Like I remember one of the few good stories I have with like my family. Was Halloween originally when I was a lot younger.
Yeah.
We would go trick-or-treating and they'd always be like, fuck it. I'd be like, I need a pumpkin or like a bag. And they'd be like, you don't need shit. Get a pumpkin. Get a pillowcase. And I'd always be like, we were really poor at the time. So I thought that's what it was about. Yeah. But as I got older, I got onto their game. They would come with us and they would stuff their pockets with pillowcases, and they would have us hit so many houses that they would just fill up pillowcases. So by the time we got home, we had candy for like a year. And like it just because we'd get like 3 pillowcases, like the thing you're sitting on right now, full of candy.
That was the way to do it back in the day.
And that was the way to do it.
And they have like a fucking bag you bought from the store.
That's something I like. This is kind of an awesome conversation because I feel this way. I want that to be known before I ask you this, that I already feel this way. But do you feel that trick-or-treating's dying? There's probably not going to be no more in a few years.
1000%, dude. Yeah. Because year after year after year, I think, obviously because of COVID last year, but the year before we only got, like, in the whole neighborhood. Cause I live in, like a full-ass neighborhood.
Yeah, and you also prime trick-or-treating back in the day when we were kids. I used to go there, and it's funny because I think about the neighborhood. We would go from where I lived all the way up to where you lived. I remember, your neighborhood was like prime for trick or treating.
Dude, I'll never forget because
there was. So was mine too.
A couple years before, so 2019, there was. I think we literally only got like, because I wasn't home, but I remember my mom was like, yeah, only like 7 people came, and that was the least amount we've ever gotten, bro. Just 7 people, but I do remember. A couple years before that, we got maybe like 30 people, and I knew like not many people were coming because I'd be looking out and like being like, man, who's coming up to the house, and I'll just never forget, like I just grab handfuls and just throw it in their fucking
and it was fun to do it.
And I remember like I threw it in there and these kids were like, dang, he hooked it up.
I love, dude. Hey,
and I just laughed so hard. I was like, enjoy, dude.
No, dude, but like, do you remember for you? We like it became a point. This only happened a couple years, but there became a point where we could not afford to do trick or treatings. We could not afford to do handing out candy, so we'd always just turn off our light and we would go trick or treating.
Yeah.
And what I would do is I would always go through my candy because I became old enough to check my own fucking candy. Like I understood the concept. Like look for shit that's open. And like shit that could be tampered with. I got it. Like I was like, I got this. I'll take.
I never gave a fuck. I was just like,
I was always like, I'm taking 100% of the cut. Like I did the work. But what I would do is I would go through my candy and I would just separate the shit I didn't like and then hand out the shit I didn't like. That's what I would do. Because I like it. Nothing that was fucked with, just shit that I hated.
So. Little off topic, we were talking about embarrassing stories. I have another one I just thought of.
I'll think of another one too.
So this is something. This is probably like trying to be specific. Maybe 2017. Like me and my girlfriend just started dating. Maybe like a couple years in, if that.
Oh, so we went semi-recently in the last decade.
Yeah. So we went to this Halloween party that was way out in the fucking hills in Placerville. And for people who don't know, Placerville is this place that's just like...
It's just white trash.
Yeah, it's very hilly, like kind of like...
white trash. Don't let him fool you.
It's kind of a country place. Like your neighbor is like 5 miles away.
I just want to check on everything.
Yeah. Why does it feel like we've been recording forever? But we'll talk about...
We took a small break and then we lost subject, but we're also raw dogging it. That should be how you cut the section in where you're like the intro comes in and you're just like, yeah, so this is what we're doing, blah blah blah, and tonight when you go to say we're basically raw dogging it, instead of the clip where you say it like, yeah, and tonight we're basically raw dogging it, instead you clip out what we just did and it's just, and tonight we're raw dogging it.
Bro, what if speaking of shit, raw dogging it out. No, what if you really streamed it on Twitch and called it Raw Dog, and you're literally just sticking a raw hot dog into like macaroni or something.
This is the whole clip.
I wonder if that would be allowed.
Have to be.
It's just food.
It's just food. Let's do it, dude. We're gonna start an ASMR.
It's just ASMR food. What the fuck?
Dude,
raw dog.
Dude, I can think of a million things. If it pays our bills, I'm about it.
Can't do it with the fucking cooked hot dog. It's gonna rip it in half.
Nah, dude, we'll make it a science. We'll burn the hot dog a little bit, so it shreds it, so it kind of gets that sound.
We'll fucking there you go. Put some toothpicks in there or something.
But your embarrassing story.
Yeah. So
sorry.
It was a costume party, just little work homies that my girlfriend's friend knew. So it was like friend of a friend of a friend.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good, dude. Friend of a friend of a friend, and we went there out in the boonies, and
it's my bad. You're just starting freaking out. That'd be so dope.
Had no costume. It was a costume party. So my girlfriend I had a striped shirt. My girlfriend made my hair like fucking Wolverine style, and then she put some makeup on me.
Yeah.
So the whole night drinking, playing beer pong, doing all this stuff. I was so fucking drunk at this point, though. I remember grabbing a beer. One of the girls hit on me, but I didn't catch on because I was so drunk, and I was brand new girlfriend, so I wasn't trying to do anything. But it wasn't until after she said something where I was like, "What the fuck?" So, and I picked up I was grabbing the beer from the little cooler, and fucking there was like a group of people, probably like 4 people there. It was 2 girls and 2 guys, and one of the girls is like, "So if you bit me, am I gonna turn into a werewolf?" And I was like, "What?" Totally forgetting I'm dressed as a werewolf. She's like, "If you bite me, I'm gonna turn into a werewolf." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And I just walked away, and I drank my beer, and like literally 5 seconds after, I was like, "Oh my god, she was talking about me." Like, maybe she wasn't hitting on me.
So but you were a werewolf or Wolverine?
I was Wolverine wolf. No,
but you could have passed as a werewolf.
I was definitely a werewolf because I had my nose like fucking. I had a little bit of like. Okay, fucking,
I just wanted to make sure.
She put like a little bit of like eyeshadow, whatever the fuck it's called.
So you were like,
and like I'm a fucking hairy ass dude in like a wool fucking.
So keeping PC in mind, you were a very happy wolf.
exactly. No, but yeah,
and that girl was like, "Come bite me," and you were like, "What, bitch?"
Well, yeah.
Well, you were single though. Also.
I wasn't single, but at the same time, like. Maybe that's why I was just like, what? But I just never forget. She's like, "So if you bite me, am I gonna turn into a werewolf?" And I was like,
"Stupid bitch."
I'm offended. I'll never forget. I really just was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" She's like, I'm turning into a werewolf, right? Like if you bite me, and I was like,
you're like
what?
This, man. You're like this. You like throw it down your food. You're like,
I had my beer. I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Oh my god. It was literally just like, oh dude, my god.
That's pretty bad. I remember one time I went and I got forced into going because I was like 13.
Mm-hmm.
I got forced into going because I wanted to go skate. And my family was like, "You gotta go trick-or-treating because you're getting too old and we're not gonna get to go." And I was like, "Okay."
I guess.
And the whole time we were fighting. And I was like, "This is garbage." So I didn't even bother dressing up. It was clear my parents were just trying to get free food, like free candy. And I was super mad. And so I didn't even dress up. I just brought my skateboard, and I was with, I think, Geneva and Sadie, right? And because they
shout out to Geneva and Sadie. That's like the 5th time in the podcast. The past few times they shouted out.
They lived with my parents and me, and we would all go trick or treating because we lived together for like 5-6 years. I don't remember the exact time, but I was so mad because I didn't want to be there. Me and my dad were fighting the whole way, and it was like I could tell this was like a food grab thing for them, and I was pissed. I was like, "This is garbage." Like, yeah, I'm too old for this. And the next year I was too old because that was the year that we ended up going to Cordova Lane and playing tag. And then me and you got hungry afterwards, and we're like, "You want to go trick or treat for food?"
Yeah.
And we went to the store, bought grocery bags, and people.
No, we didn't even buy grocery bags.
No, we just asked for them.
Yeah, we asked for them, and they just gave them. Like, "Oh,
you remember what people when they asked us what we were? Do you remember what we said? We were skaters.
Professional skaters or something like that."
Yeah,
something
dude.
Stupid.
And we just had our decks, and they were like, "Y'all too old for this," and they.
I remember that one specifically too.
Yeah, we were like, "Y'all too old," and they would throw food.
But to be fair, we were just like, come on, just give us some candy. They're like,
hungry, bro.
"Nah, I don't want to get." I started should have calling her family. She's like, "Hey, come check these people out." We're like, "What?" And she's like, "Come on, we got candy for them."
Yeah, we got candy,
like,
brother.
"Man, you mother!"
I was like, "Don't forget me. I'm a protein."
I totally remember.
Yeah, dude.
That was 7th grade, bro. So yeah, that's how you know we should have been trick or treating. But
like
we were
right
skating and doing something.
2 years? No, we were playing at Cordova Lane, and we were having a bad night. And because we wanted to go do shit, and everybody blew us off, and we were trying to play tag, and nobody wanted to go skate Cordova Lane. Nobody wanted to go play, and me and you got stuck skating Cordova Lane's 2-stair, and then we fucked with some benches or something. But we were that night what ended up happening is we went to go trick or treat because we got hungry. We got food, and right after, somebody hit us up when we went and played tag. Because that night I chipped my tooth. I re-chipped my tooth climbing up the roof, and I was hella pissed. Not at anybody. It was me. I remember like just taking it in personally.
Yeah.
But
God damn it.
I was so mad because I jumped up and I whacked my face on a pipe.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, and then I felt the teeth crumble, and I was like, fuck, I just chipped the other tooth. Like, and it was like a minor chip, but like I was pissed.
You want to know something crazy? Is it?
That was on Halloween night.
This wasn't Halloween though, but I remember because you said your tooth like disintegrated. There was one time I bit into a candy. It wasn't like a fucking like, you know what I mean, like
hard candy.
Like no hard candy or anything.
Oh, okay.
Like I literally bit into, I think it was like a Snickers or something, and like a piece of my tooth just fell off.
God, I hate teeth, dude. I feel like we should just be born with metal teeth, like teeth that look like what we have but metal.
The dude from James Bond, the bad guy, fucking metal face or whatever his face.
But
what's his name? Iron Jaw or something like that.
Gold member.
I like gold.
Yeah, dude, fucking A, dude. It's all 6s and 7s, Basil.
He eats his own fucking skin.
My girl, I text her, and I was like, Gonzo just like spray farted like a mother. When he had those poos I was telling you about, they were like, they were hella loud. Poor guy. And he just upset Tubby. But, fucking my girl sent me a GIF or GIF or whatever, and it was from maids, the bridesmaids, Melissa McCarthy shitting in the sink.
Yeah.
So funny. Me and her watched it. It was so funny. But so I sent her one back, and it was Austin Powers, and it was him sipping the coffee, and he's like, "It's a tad bit nutty." And she just died, bro. I was like, yeah.
I forgot about that, dude. He literally drinks shit.
Yeah, he's like, it's a tad bit nutty. It's a tad bit nutty, Basil. I love that scene.
I'll never forget.
I always would do that at Fire Wings. Whenever I'd eat the peanut butter wing, I'd always be like, isn't that bit nutty? And they'd be like, what? And I'd be like, you guys are
Don't you hate that, dude? Bro, dude. You know, I've never done anything really crazy on Halloween. I've always been like stuck trick-or-treating or passing out treats or doing some shit like...
the Riley parties were more towards Thanksgiving and Christmas. You're right. Me neither. Now that I didn't really do.
That's the one thing that I always hated, because I always like every year I was like, I want to do something.
Maybe when I was at the apartment with Crow, one night we might have gotten drunk and gone and like had fun and played football or something. But like, I don't think
some crazy nights over there, bro.
In general, yeah, but on Halloween, maybe only once. Because I feel like we did kick it on a few holidays.
We did.
Like, for sure, and it was either at your place or my place. Because all of our friends couldn't have their friends over. So, I mean, I like this time of year. Weather changes, bro. Like, despite those fucking awkward stories, like, they're funny, though, to me now. Yeah. Like, I laugh about them because I thought that was her. I was like, we have a problem.
She's all like,
just one long fart. I'm like, dude, you broke my dog.
Yeah,
but I like this time of year. The weather changes. It's nice. It kind of sucks for me because I do fucking laundry by hand, so weather kind of sucks. But I'll stink it up. I don't care. So you have to. It has to deal with
put
me.
it in your oven. I'm just kidding. Just
dude,
bake your clothes.
This is why you have a lot of clothes, so you don't have to fucking worry about that. Like, you can like time your you just look at your forecast and go, this day is gonna be 90 degrees, but that's the day I do laundry.
Yeah. Any particular like meals or anything that come out during this time that were like?
To me, when I was a kid, pumpkin pie was the shit. So I ate too much of it.
Pumpkin or apple?
Pumpkin growing up because it was sweeter, but as I got older, apple's the hands down the best pie. Like for me, like
right now, yeah, for me too.
I love pie with fruit in it. That's kind of my thing. I as a kid liked sweeter things.
Yeah.
I love key lime pie which I know is not everybody's.
I like citrusy pies, like those sour kind of like lime and lemon.
They're kind of an acquired taste.
They have to be, bro.
But this time of year is a really good time of year for those kind of like more like fruity, exotic, you know what I mean, takes on desserts. I used to love fast, cheap candies, like when Reese's would do like the pumpkin.
Oh,
Reese's
dude, I remember me and you would be like, "How much money you got?" We have like fucking
$5. We can get like 10 Reese's, bro.
Yeah, dude, and I'll never forget. We got like, I remember buying like me and you bought like 4 of like those double stuffed Reese's.
I ate like 2 of them.
we were just like, and after like the second or third one, we were like, oh god, oh jeez, what did we just do? We're just like, oh my god.
I remembered you skating through the parking lot getting lightheaded. We were like, why did we do this? Why didn't we go get Taco Bell?
Dude, oh god. Yeah, I think that's when we stopped. At least for me, I think that's when we stopped liking candy.
I think that was around the same time after the stealing from the church. You need to take this and put it into a clip.
Dude.
Started off with like shit stories.
Just speaking of why there's shits on your fucking seat, bro.
Remind me not to show this till after this.
Gee, you sound like Gonzo over here, bro.
Dude, can you censor that? Like, not show that to the public? Talk about embarrassing stories around Halloween.
Hashtag Cultcanon, hashtag
shits himself.
New album.
all the times you shit himself. You're going to put that into a compilation. That's funny, dude. Yeah, no,
the double stuffed Oreos and stuff. And
yeah, we, like, the candy thing got burnt out. I was telling the guy at the corner store, I was like, I don't eat chocolate as an adult. Because they had these, dude, you thought the peanut butter cups, the ones we were talking about, are big? You should see the ones with nuts in them. They're fucking, dude, they're like this big, Ben. You remember how big the ones we were talking about were?
Dude.
We thought those were huge.
They're
like,
bigger than double stuffed Oreos. That's
dude, they're literally like this thick. And there's 2 of them, king sized, and they're fucking like that much. They're like a baker's peanut butter cup.
Dude.
But with nuts in it. And
peanut butter's too much, dude.
For me, I don't eat sweets. I don't eat candy. I don't eat chocolate anymore. My teeth are bad enough. I learned my lesson. If I could stop smoking, I'd be good. Like, you know what I mean? Drinking and smoking does not help. But crack cocaine doesn't either. No, I'm just kidding. But candy, I don't eat candy. I have no craving for candy ever whatsoever. The only thing sweet I eat is fruit, smoothies, and I will have a spoonful of peanut butter. Occasion, like every other other night, maybe every day.
2 dogs, huh? Spoonful of peanut butter.
On my dick.
I was thinking about the butthole, but I'm just gonna...
Shows what kind of perverts we are. I was trying to get my dick sucked. You're trying to get your asshole eaten by a dog. Who's the worst one? How the tables are turned. This is the sound they'd be making. He ate onion.
You been eating some chili,
what about, you know what I like with Halloween? Like, to talk about something real quick, like positive. That's an easy one. What's your favorite costume you ever dressed up as a kid? Since we're talking about Halloween dying, let's talk about the highlight. Like, what's a favorite? And mine, for me, was always Spider-Man. Like, and I said that, but I think creative-wise, I remember my brother one Halloween started sewing a Spawn mask, and he never finished it. And it was so dope because he put white patches for the eyes. And I'd always be like, this is like any character I want it to be, I could say this is. And I would go around with that and, like, prop, like, weapons.
So this is probably like maybe a year after, because I didn't learn my lesson of that the Patamon, whatever.
Yeah.
I was dressed up as Goku, like
cool.
Kid Goku though.
That's kind of cool.
I remember the costume had like his little outfit, like his little orange gi.
Was it garbage, or what you think it is, or
no? I remember cool? It was. My bad, I have a fucking. No, it was actually it was really cool and fucking. It came with this little like power pole. You know what I mean? The stick the little kid Goku
had. His staff.
Yeah, it's called the power pole.
Oh, is it? Okay,
he's like, cool, power pole extend.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah, I remember. I watched the series.
And it came with a little mask, like a little cheap fucking like
Goku mask, plastic mask, yeah.
I remember that mask. I loved it so much. Like I remember wearing it a lot. Like looking back, but when I got older,
how can I be a Japanese white kid?
When I got older, I got a funny story. I got a funny story related to this mask, though.
Did you have sex with this mask?
I probably told this story before. Wait, I probably told this story before, but so I had this mask on. My brother. I came home. My brother's in the shower.
Oh,
there was nobody home.
Yeah.
I put the mask on, and when he was in the he was in his he was literally opening the door to his room with like he was pretty much out of the shower with the towel around him, and fucking he was singing. I don't know what he was singing. He turned around, like he was like slowly turning to like grab his clothes, and as he turned towards me, I was like, "Run!" And then he was just like, "Oh!" And then just like literally punched me. Right, but I was wearing a plastic mask too, so that shit hurt so bad. But I didn't even. I was laughing so hard. I was like, it hurt, but it was so worth it, bro.
Dude,
so worth it.
So that's a good one, man. I didn't. So for me, another one was doing Twisted of ICP, where I would get to braid my hair.
Oh, yeah,
and I would do the face paint. That was 1 year. That was like my like exploring era of me like figuring out styles and fads that I liked or didn't like. And I look back at that and I'm like, that was so dope, because I remember just sitting in my room and being like, I love that these guys are like older than me and like they're just like being like adult children.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like with bullshit fairy tales, like in rapping about bullshit fairy tales, but it sounds cool in some songs, you know? And so that was one of my favorites, was dressing up like a band or anything. And then I have to say, like the skating store, when we got hungry and we were like, let's just go get candy. And we did. We filled up a grocery bag, a plastic bag, and we, not all the way, but we filled it up, and we just sat on the roof of Cordova Lane and we ate candy. And then somebody hit us up later that night, I think, to play tag. I think so.
Dude.
Bro, don't blame it on my dog. And then wiped it on my couch, dude. Dude, look, you're making my dog flinch. He's like, God, this guy next to me smells like poop. Wake up.
Oh, I didn't really say my favorite food, pumpkin. This time, I like pumpkin flavored stuff.
Maybe,
like
man,
drinks, food, spice, pumpkin spice, all that stuff.
What's your, for Halloween, for anybody watching, what's your ideal Halloween like celebration? Like, not saying you celebrate Halloween, but how would you, if you were just at this point of your life where you're like, what sounds like the coolest way to chill on Halloween or wild out or whatever you're and a doable, man. Don't think you don't have unlimited money.
What I always want to imagine, at least for Halloween, is at least. I mean, I don't have any kids, so no trick or treating or anything. But just dressing up, and since me and my girl, like we dress up every now and then, but I just want to dress up as like something stupid, like
Pan and Wendy.
Hypothetically,
Peter Pan and Wendy, like hypothetically.
Just something, and just go somewhere.
Goku and whatever.
Get some drinks somewhere. Meet up with friends. You know what I mean? And come back home and just
have a chill last time. Yeah.
But
for me,
I was gonna say, I just feel like that never happens, because it sucks, because I just feel like I always have like such high expectations for Halloween, to just be like, come on, so like let's do something, but it always falls on a random ass day, so it's just like it's really hard to like plan for that unless you like plan ahead. Before we close it off here, any go-to Halloween movies?
Yes. You want to drop some?
October, Halloween, whatever.
Okay, so horror movies. The Good Neighbor. So let's talk some found footage movies real quick. I'll go found footage real quick, and that's what I'll
You're gonna go to the obvious?
Maybe not. You'll educate me though if I miss it. What are you thinking?
Well, it's Blair Witch Project.
Oh no, great! I wasn't even thinking that. Fantastic. I was gonna go more updated. So less quality, more story driven. The Monster Project. So the Monster Project, this guy, he posts up an ad on Craigslist or whatever saying, hey, I'm looking for real monsters for a monster documentary. After filtering some out, he finds like 3 or 4 people. He finds a vampire, a ghost, a skinwalker, which is like Native American werewolf, and then I think one other thing. But anyways, there's a twist ender to that movie that's like, oh, this is fucking unique. Like, it's a unique take on the found footage film. Okay. They go out and the monsters these 4 end up being real. So The Good Neighbor, that's one of my other ones. And then one last one.
Sleepy Hollow. I'm just kidding. Johnny Depp, Sleepy
No,
Hollow.
I'm trying to name ones that people wouldn't know about. Okay. They would want to. So one more. So I named Monster Project, Good Neighbor, and I was talking found footage films. I would say The Signal with Lawrence Fishburne. Okay. It's a sci-fi movie, but it's
old school.
No, it's newer. It's from 2012 or something like that. Okay. And
it's almost 10 years ago. So.
Yeah, well, come on, dude. That makes me feel old like that. You got to do that to me. But so those are 3 good ones. If you've never seen them and you want to watch a horror movie, found footage, and you want twist endings, because they all have 3, and they're corny. They're corny.
I have a few. So obviously, all the Halloweens, all the Friday the 13th, especially.
Do you have a favorite Halloween? Michael Myers, that is. I'm excited about Halloween Kills.
The newer 2018.
It's
not newer. Let me talk about age. That's like fucking 15 years ago. The like 2009 or 2010.
Are you talking about Rob
Halloween?
Zombie?
Yeah, the Rob Zombie's Halloween.
You like that one?
I like that one.
You're like one of the few people, but I love it.
No, I like that one.
I love that you're honest about it. That's interesting. Why do you like it? What about Halloween?
It followed the original. From what I remember, it followed the original story. Maybe the acting wasn't so great, but I did like the characters, how they tried to reboot them, and
into a modern sense.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see that.
Into a type of modern sense. It's not so modern now, but
well,
yeah.
I get what you're saying. You're right.
What else? This new one, Midnight Mass on Netflix. Just came out, limited series.
I haven't seen it.
I would talk about it, but it's only like 7. It's literally only like probably 7.5 hours long altogether. Dude, my nose just got fucking clogged.
No, dude, before you got here, I got really I got sinuses down here right before you popped up, and I was like, I'm gonna give Ben COVID. But no, you.
That show, dude. No, I think you would really.
I'm gonna check it out. What is it called?
Midnight Mass on Netflix.
Midnight Mass. I'm gonna check that out. It sounds dope. It's a good one to watch for this month.
I would say this though. Yeah, for this month, I would say this though. A lot of talking.
But so I got to get invested. I'm down with that.
But it does. Yeah. Definitely check that one out. Midnight Mass.
Midnight Mass. Okay, yeah. I want to watch it.
There's another one. Paranorman.
Yeah. The movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a
same
fucking.
People who made. I don't know if it's the same people, but I think it's the same company who made Coraline.
Which
is one of my favorite movies.
I think it's also along the same pretext of The Corpse Bride.
Along the same pretext, like the same
animation and stuff, yeah.
But that's Tim Burton. Tim Burton didn't have anything to do with Paranorman.
Oh, it didn't. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Though Coraline and Paranorman are 2 amazing animations.
I think the same people who worked on Corpse's Bride, Nightmare Before Christmas and stuff, like those Tim Burton films made those movies, but they
animation wise.
Yeah.
Okay. I said, I maybe.
It was maybe part of a team and somebody else's vision, but it wasn't. It's definitely inspired by Tim Burton.
Yeah,
there would be none of that without Tim Burton.
Paranorman's a fucking amazing movie.
I just watched it the other day. It's fucking awesome.
So is Coraline.
Dude, I love Coraline.
Yeah, me and my ex used to fall asleep every night for weeks to that movie because we just would love hearing the voice acting. We would love looking at the animation. The scariness of it was off the charts. One of my biggest regrets is, this is gonna sound so silly. So I got to go see that movie in 3D and I fucking hated it. And that's one of my biggest regrets because I was so fucking bitter and so angry about life at that time that I was like, why are we watching this stupid fucking anime? Just for years later, me and my ex to fall asleep every night to that movie, and me be like, this movie's amazing.
I remember seeing it in theaters too. I didn't see it in 3D, but I remember seeing it in theaters, and I was like, I fucking love this movie.
I hated it, and I just was so, like I said, me as a kid, but as I got older, I always look back and I'm like, man, that movie was amazing in 3D. There's a scene I remember. There was one thing that I said was really cool even then. I was like, the scene when she would crawl through the fucking closet. Yeah, and it was all weird. In 3D, it was like she was crawling at you, and I was like, oh! And I remember...
That's when 3D was like... Remember people had 3D TVs and shit?
Yeah,
dude?
It was garbage.
Dude, I was helping my mom clean out my brother's old room, and this fool still had the 3D fucking glasses that you needed for the TV at the time.
Remember my roommate had him at the South Side place, and we could never get him to work?
No, dude, I don't remember that.
Yeah, I mean, you always drunk would try to use it. It would never work.
That makes sense, though.
It would never work.
It makes sense.
Yeah, drunk.
Those 3D TVs were shit, dude. They're supposed to be the future. Dude. Sweeney Todd is another good Hollywood movie.
It is, and you have to kind of be mature about the musical elements. Because musicals can be kind of hard to watch depending on what you're watching and how emotionally invested you are in it. But Sweeney Todd's a great one. That's another one that I've seen in theaters that I wish I appreciated a little more.
Same here.
I seen it and I like talked mad shit, and then years later.
That's one of the things why I wanted to bring that up is because I watched it in theaters and I was like, "Fuck this movie! I paid for this movie," and I literally left halfway through, couldn't get a refund.
Yeah, and years later I watched it again with an ex, and I was like, "This is actually really good, really good." Like,
I want some human meat pie.
Yeah, I want a fucking what are they called? Well, they're called meat pies, but
fucking chicken pot pies or whatever.
Pot pie, yeah. The American version. Yeah. Thank you.
So, would you rather, off the top of my head, fucking have to fight Sleepy Hollow or Sweeney Todd? I don't know.
I'd rather fight Sweeney Todd.
True, because
when he's singing a solo, you can just knock him the fuck out.
Fucking Johnny Depp. No, I'm just kidding.
But if you're like actually used to fighting and you go to fight Sleepy Hollow, you'd go 1-2, buckle your shoe, and you totally miss on the chin shot. His head's not there. What about you?
I'd go for Sleepy Hollow because at least if I killed him, I'd be like, check out this pumpkin head. No, just kidding.
Dude, you'd have the best Halloween setup.
Would you rather the tip of your dick, like your dick head, turn into a fucking pumpkin,
bro?
Or you know how those pumpkins have like those nasty moldy bumps on them?
Yeah.
You have that on your balls. But it's not contagious or anything.
It's just, even if it was, I'd be okay with it.
So you have rather have a big ass fucking orange, always orange, never, no matter what your skin tone is, your dickhead is orange, and just a big orange fucking shaped pumpkin with a little face on it. I'm just kidding.
Bro, I have one for you.
Okay.
Your beard, right?
Oh no, dude.
So your beard is either your Chad, your taint. The same hair that's on your taint,
either
but
Chad
it's right
or your
here.
dad. No,
yeah, or your dad. Yeah, depending on what gender you identify as. And so you either have taint, skin, and hair right here, or it's made from the same skin of your butthole, right here. It's just like that warped. Like,
what's the difference?
You've never looked at your taint? It's not your butthole skin.
You're talking about my gooch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not made of your butthole skin. Those are two different skin layers.
Still pretty bad, dude.
That's the point of this.
I'm going with the taint, obviously, man.
Are you, man?
Yeah.
It's like the nutsack's armpit.
Trust me, I'd rather have that than my butt. fucking whatever.
Virgin.
Yeah, dude.
You might be right.
Oh man. Anything else, bro?
No, I think you put up with my shit for long enough.
Well, if you guys been here, if you guys made it this long, thank you so much. You guys rock. Make sure to check out the description. Cultcanon's info is there. We got more stuff. TikTok, all that stuff.
We're drunk.
Very drunk. Just remember, you guys, be nice to each other out there. Just be nice. This stuff doesn't last forever. Enjoy it. And
use drugs. Drink alcohol. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, be nice to each other. Be safe. Hope you guys have a good Halloween and everything. Shnerdcast out.